What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on Nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Remember, every shred of information we put on this channel is brought to you by a couple products. Right now, the Cortex Nootropics stack, powerful pre-made stack, is on sale 20% off using the coupon code 20 at livecortex.com. I mean, look, if you want a simple stack that gives you mental energy, motivation, verbal fluency, the drive to work, you gotta get Cortex. Go stock up on bottles because we are about to run out sometime soon. If you need to take your nootropics usage, stacking, experimenting, and results to the masterclass that is defined as the 6-year mark, and you've been in the game 1 to 2 years or 3 years and you're getting results but need to get substantially better results quick, get the video course Nootropics Masterclass. It's also 20% off using the coupon code 20 at livecortex.com. If you're brand new to nootropics, brand new to the game, or within 6 months or so, and you're just trying to figure things out and you need to kind of accelerate your usage, your stacking, your benefits, get Nootropics Ground Zero. It takes you from the ground up, which is ground zero, to the 3-year mark. That's the pro mark of using nootropics. You're going to learn a lot and be able to get great results. Video course, Nootropics Ground Zero. Also, 20% off livecortex.com. Last couple things. If you're a guy, Viking Testosterone Protocol is where you need to go if you need to raise test. You want to get sex drive back, libido back, erection quality back, feel strong, lift weights, build muscle. Viking Test Protocol, livecortex.com. Last thing. If you're a business person and need hardcore, continuous work to improve your cognitive performance, improve brain function, improve productivity, we've got either the 1-month intensive nootropics consult, the 3.5-month intensive nootropics consult, or the 6-month intensive nootropics consult. I mean, we get a lot done. We ship you stacks. We fix your issues in those consults. They also apply to PSSD and post-Adderall use and dopaminergic dysfunction. Get all this stuff at livecortex.com. All right, so I want to talk about how long you can expect recovery windows to last when you're trying to recover from something like PSSD or like post-Adderall use, or even in a situation where you've got terrible anxiety, you used to take phenibut or benzos and you're off of them and you don't want to continue taking them, you want to try to repair the system. Kind of how it all works. When you can expect to have a good protocol in place, and then after that, as long as you're executing that protocol, though you'll fall out of recovery windows, you're generally moving toward the right direction, okay? So when we sit down to work with people that have a myriad of issues, let's just take general fatigue that's a little alarming and somewhat debilitating, as well as background anxiety for a person. Okay, we'll create a template of a person that's got a little bit of a adrenal hormone insufficiency issues. They're peeing out a little bit too much water or salt. They generally don't have adequate quantities of cortisol being produced at the right time. So unlike normal people with normal energy, they wake up and do not have energy. They can sleep 9-10 hours and wake up still feeling basically exhausted. At the same time, they've got some either GABA A, GABA B, or both dysfunction from using benzos in the past, using phenibut in the past, or abusing compounds that fuss with those neurotransmitters. So they're left in a place where they've got fatigue that is debilitating for the most part, and also on top of that, like uncontrollable anxiety that does not allow them to at least relax a little bit to somewhat get work done. That's a debilitated state. So taking someone like that and bringing them to a window where they are seemingly recovered, feeling 80% better than they did at the start, in the beginning of all their symptoms, usually takes just about a month. Okay, you're looking at a 1-month time frame. Now thereafter, you're really looking at 3.5 months, 4 months or something to completely resolve the issue. Sometimes a little bit more, depending on the issue, but you can get a lot done in that 1 month. And by the end of that month, you should have a protocol to continue making progress and know how to enter windows of recovery defined as situations in which you actually feel mostly cured from your issues, and then being able to get back into those windows as you bump out of those windows. We discussed in like an audio podcast a couple weeks ago about recovery windows on situations like this, where you get into recovery windows. That is your validation that you're doing the right thing, meaning targeting the right neurotransmitters or hormonal systems or receptor sites or transport molecules, and you're in the right place. But even that being the case, you will shift out of a recovery window and revert back to your symptoms. It's just going to happen. It is part of recovery. The strategy is to realize what's working, knowing what chemicals to target, knowing what hormonal systems to target so that you can get yourself back into a window quickly if you fall out of the window, which again is inevitable. And then continuing down the path of working on the right chemicals, kind of blasting the brain with a proposed new homeostasis. Let me make this really clear. This is something I've never heard anyone say, but is the case. It seems repeatedly to me that this is the case. When recovering from an issue like PSSD or post-Adderall use or an anxiety use disorder, recovering from SSRIs, etc., or generalized fatigue, brain fog, the brain and the body wants to go back to its previous homeostasis where you had the symptoms. How ridiculous is that? Even though it isn't logical or beneficial for you. The brain wants to go back. Why? Because that's what it knows. Neurons that fire together, wire together. That is the state of your body and your physiology at the time. You can do all kind of things to get out of those negative places and into recovery windows, but you have to be careful because the body wants to revert. How crazy is that? Having a strategy, knowing what to target, being pretty consistent, having certain protocols that you wouldn't even think, like sometimes on a particular set of recovery chemicals for a certain period of time and then cycling off for 3 days just to let your brain regulate and see where you're at will help you to stave off those sort of regression bumping out of windows. But it does happen and you got to be conscious of that. But ultimately, if you're doing the right things, you're targeting the right systems, right? I mean, for dopamine-related issues, it's usually dopamine receptor function, and it's usually dopamine transport. In some cases, dopamine transport is sort of being stolen by serotonin. It actually does that in certain situations. If it's PSSD, you've got to target the 5-HT1A autoreceptor function. You've got to lift the bar off of the sort of floodgates, if you will, of general dopamine production. You know, if it's adrenal hormone insufficiency, man, you've really got to work on water-salt balance, aldosterone increasing, balancing cortisol, retraining the HPA axis to work with the adrenal cortex to adequately produce the right amount of hormones, and then sometimes removing things out of your diet, stopping doing certain things. There's stuff you got to do, but if you've got the right protocol and you're being diligent about it, and you know when to back off, you know what to expect, you know how to bump yourself in the windows, you can feel like your old self in just under a month or just about a month. Now, again, thereafter, you're going to fall out of windows and you'll still have work to do, but you'll make a substantial amount of recovery in just a month time. After the month time, it's really all about maintaining sustenance in the protocol, knowing when to cycle up at certain times, carefully and diligently listening and paying attention to your own feedback so that you know when to dial off certain compounds or double the dose of certain compounds, like in certain recovery situations where we're using 9-MEBC. I mean, there's times where we just got to double the dose for 1 day just to bump a person back into a recovery window and to kind of keep the brain trying to learn this new homeostasis. But you can get a lot done in a month, and thereafter it's just about being careful and being specific and knowing what to do. Last thing I want to say is for those of you that have any of these issues or other issues, look, there is a solution and you're not going to find it at the doc. It's not what they're trained to do, man. And everybody knows that, right? There are solutions for your issues. They are out there. You just have to know what to target. Be patient, be mindful, do research, do experimenting, and onward and upward. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Remember, every shred of information put on this channel is brought to you by a couple products right now. 20% off the world's most effective in our customers' eyes nootropic stack. It is called Cortex. Look, go to livecortex.com, add a couple bottles to your cart, put the coupon code 20 in, and it'll take 20% off each bottle you buy. That is huge right now at livecortex.com. Listen, if you're into nootropics a couple years and you need to accelerate your usage, get better results, induce certain states on cue, you have to get the Nootropics Masterclass. It is a video course that teaches you how to do that. That thing is so information dense. It's sick. 20% off livecortex.com right now using the coupon code 20. If you're brand new to nootropics, forget all that stuff. Maybe get a bottle of Cortex, but what you should do is you have to get Nootropics Ground Zero. It is a video course that I created with the idea in mind that if I was brand new, what would I need to learn quickly to get to the 3-year mark that's defined as the pro mark of using nootropics? So many things change when you're that advanced in using nootropics. How you stack, the benefits you get, how you adjust your stacks. Like, man, how many things you can stack together, the intelligence behind formulating certain stacks and synergistic additional components. There's so much. You have to start with Nootropics Ground Zero. 20% off using the coupon code 20 livecortex.com. If you are a man and need to raise your testosterone, we've got a proven method to do it. It's a protocol that works. All right, go to livecortex.com, find the Viking testosterone protocol, order it. I will be in contact with you so we can have the first discussion, then we'll get you the protocol. Last thing, listen. If you're a business person and need comprehensive help to help you to improve brain performance on a daily basis so that you can foster output for whatever it is that you're doing and what's most important for your business, you got to get either the 1-month intensive nootropics consult, the 3.5-month consult, or the 6-month consult. Now, obviously, the longer you go, the more comprehensive work we can do, but we can get a lot done in a month. All of those consults also apply to PSSD-related issues, post-benzo-related issues, post-SSRI-related issues, post-Adderall-related issues, and a host of other things, okay? So if you have any question about whether or not it applies to your situation, please email me, Ryan@livecortex.com. Get all that stuff at livecortex.com. Remember, on some of those other products, use the coupon code 20. Save yourself some money, and we'll talk to you next time.